Good morning. It's the Call Flow Radio Show, and you're on the air.
All right, it's that time of the day. It is a beautiful day out there.
It is kind of chilly.
Yeah, looks like it's going to warm up pretty good.
Yeah.
Enjoy this gorgeous day going on, I guess. And where shall we start on today's?
Well, we'll start by giving a phone number out because this is the Call Flow Radio Show. Right?
We have a number like that. All
Yeah,
right.
it is.
I think it's 434-394-0924. Wow,
right.
a lot of fours in there. Actually, yeah. Farmville, that is the number to call if you have something to talk about. If you have comments on the things we're commenting on, please let us know anything that's happening in the community.
Burr.
I'm Larry Burr.
Chris Wood.
Burr, it's cold outside.
Burr.
You know what else is Burr?
What?
It's National Burrito Day.
Oh, my gosh.
How was that for a segue? Huh?
That is a great segue.
Yeah, so hey, they're going to give away burritos at the don't know where. Anyway, let's see. We have more national days here.
Yeah.
We did get you introduced, didn't we?
Well, it's National Pencil Day.
Pencil Day.
Yeah.
Did you
Always
chew
number
on your
2.
pencil when you were in school?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh man, mine were gnawed down to the. I tried to get the eraser completely off, and then then the little metal piece that goes around there.
Yeah.
Pencils are amazing things, aren't they? So
I suppose, did you ever write with one?
I did often, yeah, and draw, and plus, you're doing construction, you're using them all the time. Does Fran write his books in pencil or pen?
No, he uses a pen.
A pen, okay.
pen,
But it is handwriting, so
It is.
in case of emergency, a pencil would work.
You remember, I don't know whether you remember the days when you were in like kindergarten in the first grade, they gave you these big fat pencils.
Oh, yeah.
Great big fat pencils and the lined paper, and you had to, do all your ABCs.
Those big fat pencils are perfect for construction, too, because they got big, graphite in there. And did they tell you if you eat the graphite, you're going to die? A terrible death.
Yeah, I would think so.
I got stabbed a few times. I'm sure I deserved it, but, I was afraid I was going to die of poisoning, lead poisoning. That's what they threatened us with. Absolutely.
That's right.
What else we got going on?
Today is National Virtual Vacation Day.
Well, now that's sort of interesting. I'm a little curious about that. Obviously, you would think you would be online watching this. I'm wondering if it's actually a VR. Virtual reality set, because
vacations, they restore our minds, bodies, souls, and all that. For example.
Oh yeah.
Unless you're the one doing all the cooking, and
I could go on another cruise. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, really?
That was so nice, so nice. So it's really celebrating this mind, body, soul relaxation. Take care of yourself. Reduce the risk of heart disease by having a little bit of fun.
All right.
Now, let's see if our phone is going to work here today. This is WFLO. You are on the air. Hello? Hello. I tested this yesterday, so I know that it works. So hopefully it was just we lost them. Well, call back, please. Please call back and let us know what's going on with you today. Is there anything going on this weekend that you can remember? It's the 1st, actually. It's April 1st this weekend. Yeah, we have a lot going on this weekend.
April the 1st. April Fool's Day.
Do you participate in such a jokery?
Sometimes. Yeah. Not always.
Depending on?
Depending on what if I have to think about it, the day before, what I'm going to do.
You plan it all out?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But
what you got cooked up for this?
Oh, I don't have anything.
Nothing cooked up?
Now. Not right now. I'm too busy doing other things.
Oh,
Oh,
I hear that.
okay. All right. It is working. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
We know it's there.
We know it's there.
Interesting.
Okay. Today also.
We're going to try this again.
All right. Try it again.
Nobody knows what we're talking about, of course. I am going to do that. WFLO, you're on the air.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes. Sorry about that.
Morning. I'm calling in reference to our illustrious Senator Warner with a bill he's putting out, Senate Bill 686, the Restrict Act. They tried last time for disinformation officer. Well, they're trying again. And penalty is if you give out any disinformation that they consider disinformation, you can get up to $1 million fine, 20 years in jail. You cannot get Freedom of Information Act information from them on what you did wrong, and it's more or less just lock you up and throw the key away because you're being a bad boy.
Wow.
So I think the people ought to be aware of that, and I just caught it yesterday on the news.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Now, what did you say that bill is? What's the number of the bill?
686, Senate bill.
Bill 686. Okay.
Yeah. But if you give out any disinformation for elections or anything, you can get locked up. And it's going to be run by the Secretary of Commerce, and he's going to appoint an administrator to run this.
I'm on both sides of the coin here. You know, it's like, I think it's a good idea because I think there's too many people just lying, you know, in the political arena. The other side of that coin is who gets to decide what is what. Is that person got the integrity to actually do that job?
Yeah, well, I mean, the way they're hiring people now, you don't know who you're going to get.
If you're having a bad day, you know.
You know, but, you know, it's supposedly going to be run by the Secretary of Commerce, and he can appoint somebody to decide whether you're guilty or not.
That's very interesting. This is going to be interesting. It's more bureaucracy also, but something also has to change. So I really am kind of torn on both sides here.
Yeah, well, they were claiming that, well, this is going to solve TikTok. They can, you know, that'll be the cure for banning TikTok.
Of course.
But when you read through the bill, it's scary.
Yeah, that's
very scary.
Yeah. I want to look into that and see what
Yeah,
that's
okay.
about. Excellent. Thank you for calling.
Have a good day.
You too.
Don't work too hard.
Right on.
Okay, all right.
Oh, yeah.
So we do know that the phone works.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that tells me that more people could call in and have a conversation with us.
Yes.
That caller was a little low, but we were able to bring him up and hear him all right. So good. We're on our way. And that stuff is scary. It's scary. It's interesting. I go back and forth. I don't know. What do you feel about all that?
Personally, I'm against that.
You are.
Putting it into the hands of just one person, and then, you know.
So, yeah, I think there's a valid point there, you know, especially with the bipartisan issues going on. If this person is on one party or the other, no matter what they do, they're going to be in trouble because they're obviously crooked, and, you know, and both sides are saying the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But
they would have their hands full.
I do believe that politicians should be held responsible for
Absolutely.
what they say. And if they're lying, what really freaks me out these days, and I don't think it was like this when I was growing up, and is just the level of misinformation, just the audacity of just lying and not caring at all. And I don't know. Anyway, I appreciate that caller letting us know about that, and I want to keep my eye on that one because there's some ramifications there, and who knows? It might actually be a really good thing.
Maybe. I don't think so, but maybe.
Well, if you don't think so, then we should just kill it right now, Chris. I mean, you heard it here.
Yeah, but I don't know all the details. So.
Isn't that the truth? Oh, God. It's almost difficult sometimes being accountable for not knowing stuff. You know, most people don't, and I am on the radio, so I know how to make things up on the fly. But it drives me crazy when somebody can't take responsibility, be accountable for themselves. All right, we still have a few of these today or National Calendar Day pieces. What do you think?
Oh, National Doctors Day.
It's kind of a nice one.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
The kudos out there to all of those in the medical field. And
we have a good hospital here, especially for the size of this town. I think it's a really good. I wish they could keep their doctors longer, and so we could develop those relationships.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's happening all over.
Yeah. I think you're right. Mm-hmm. But I think it's tougher on these small places that can't quite meet the financial requirements for a lot of these folks.
Yeah.
So, what else we got
National Take a Walk in the Park Day.
That should be every day, right?
That should be every day. That's right.
So the one I'm seeing here is that National I'm in Control Day, and it's a picture of these flat, round stones piled up with a feather on the top of it. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because it brings up a memory at Morro Beach, where Alicia and I, we got a couple of electric bikes, and we're cruising around. And we go out on this peninsula, we look, and there are thousands of these rock statues. People just come and make these rock statues. And we're both like, our jaws just dropped at that moment in time. And, of course, you have to build one yourself once you're out there.
Of course, so you did.
And that's, and that's something that's always been indicative of Alicia and I going on adventures. We find stuff like this. We don't intend to, but we leave our hearts and minds and souls open for that kind of stuff. And it's wonderful when we stumble upon those things. So
that's great.
Let's see, where do we want to go today? I'm not really in a mood for a lot of heavy news or anything. Hello? This is Debbie.
Larry?
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
Hey, Larry. Hey, Chris.
Hey.
Larry.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about your traffic mishap. Glad you're doing okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, what I'm calling about this morning on local news, I thought something was kind of interesting. That on the local news by, what's his name, Jarella, that the Dunnington Historical Group or whatever are trying to find out information about an individual, and I think the name was Lester Biggers, or something close to that, who may have worked at the Dunnington mansion for the Dunnington family in the 1950s or the 1960s.
Okay.
And I thought it was kind of interesting just to put that out to the listening public on the call flow. If anyone has information, they're looking. I guess maybe it's some historical significance, but this individual, Lester Biggers, may have worked there. They want to find out information about him. And they also mentioned they thought there was a spouse who may have had some work relationship with the schools. So I just thought that was worth sharing, so I wanted to put it on the air.
Okay, Lester Biggers.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Lester Biggers, if somebody's got that, they could email us that information at general.
Yeah.
General at WFLO.net. And
Good idea. And the Dunnington Foundation, you can find it on Facebook. They're doing research on the Dunnington Mansion, which is now known as the Manor.
Right.
And I just thought it was interesting, so I wanted to say it, and y'all have a great day.
All right. Thanks for your
call.
call.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
I thought I turned auto answer off on that channel, but hey, I'd rather it work than me necessarily knowing what's going on, which I know is a tall requirement. Asked is the word I go.
Well, the Dunnington mansion or the manor, I've been in it once, and this was before it started to deteriorate. And it really is a beautiful, beautiful home.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that some people are taking some interest in it.
Mm-hmm. Would you recommend going and visiting that?
I'm not sure whether that's allowed right now.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe.
How far away is that?
It's on Route 15 South.
Okay. Okay.
It's down on near the Farmville Lake Road.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's such a pretty area down there.
Yeah.
Really like it a lot. So. I like those old mansion houses. The Winchester House was the one that was a biggie for us in Sacramento.
They
or
used to have a
Santa Clara.
9-hole golf course there.
Really?
With sand greens.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
It is interesting.
It probably had its own little par thingy going on there. Did you just have to hit the sand, or? I mean, obviously you aren't going to putt in the sand.
Well, the sand greens. Well, I'm not exactly sure. How that worked.
That whole thing.
I just
Now I got to go down there. Have you ever played frisbee golf?
no.
It's a lot of fun for people who don't want to invest in a set of clubs and everything. Just a few frisbees. And it's a good way to get out there and get some exercise. And have some
Frisbee
fun.
golf.
Yeah. They just have these big stands with these chains around them about 4 feet off the ground, and you throw it until you get it into that little basket.
Oh, okay.
It's fun.
I'm
You've
sure.
never heard of that before?
No, I never
Well,
have.
now I'm really curious. Are there any, frisbee golf places out here? The way you're looking at me.
I have no idea.
She's looking at me like I had about 4 heads, and she's like going, "What is wrong with you?"
I'm not going to look at you anymore.
Can you? I almost
All
got
right.
myself in trouble there.
Today in history.
Do-do-do-do.
Okay. All right. This is Thursday, March 30th.
Yep.
It's the 89th day
Uh-huh.
of
Oh,
2023.
that's what you were
There
looking
are
for.
276 days left in the year,
Ah.
if you're counting.
Of course, I do every day, right here.
Okay. Now we'll go down to.
Oh, you aren't going to do the 1981? Don't you remember when Ronald Reagan was shot
Yes.
and injured outside of Washington,
Yes,
D.C.?
I do.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember watching it on TV and everything?
Yeah, yeah.
That was amazing.
That was amazing.
Scary. It was
All right.
different time.
All right. On this date in 1822, Florida became a United States territory.
Just a territory.
Just a territory,
No,
not a
can't
state.
be a state yet.
Nope.
No. You have to grow up a little bit. Florida. 1842. Dr. Crawford W. Long of Jefferson, Georgia, first used ether as an anesthetic during an operation. Wow. Wonder if he got any... no. You know how somebody invents something, they get their copyright or they get their, and so they get paid for it.
Sort of, or something like that.
I don't think he probably gets paid every time somebody goes under anesthesia, but...
No, not in 1842. It was basically, though. Have you ever had ether?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the little spiral thing going around and around and around and around?
I've
when
seen
you were
that.
under there?
I've seen that more than once, yeah.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
How many? Often? Or
No.
you have this at home?
No.
Could I come by?
I had my tonsils out. When I had my tonsils out,
okay.
they used ether.
I had one of those. I had the Upapula. It's a UPPP, I think they call it. It's the surgery they do for apnea. And they cut out the back of your throat. So they took the tonsils and anything and everything else that was there. That was the worst surgery I had. That was worse than the lung surgery. It was terrible.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. I lost a lot of weight.
I bet you did. Wow.
Oh, let's see here. 1867. Secretary of State William H. Seward reached agreement with Russia to purchase territory of Alaska for $7.2 million. A deal ridiculed by critics as Seward's folly.
That's right.
Why was that? I'm unfamiliar with the Seward's folly.
Well, Alaska at that time was just a wasteland. It was
Yeah.
yeah,
Not much going on
not
there.
much going on there.
Let me see. What year was that?
In 1867.
Yeah, I guess so.
We're
I mean,
just-
anybody who's smart
Yeah,
would be like, no, this is not cool. We're going down south.
right.
They had a nice little show, Alaska Air, I think it was. It was kind of a documentary type of show. It was just a small group of pilots that would go around the islands and around the area up there, but they would take them and they would have to like drop right down into a riverbed or something like that. These guys were nuts, the amazing pilots, but it was fun to watch.
I'll bet. In 1870, the 15th Amendment to the United States Constitution, which prohibited denying citizens the right to vote and hold office on the basis of race, was declared in effect by Secretary of State Hamilton Fish.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. I mean, it took way too long, and you see history, and race wasn't an issue in a lot of cultures. Somehow we got to bring that up and make it just a bad thing. In 1945, World War II, the Soviet Union invaded Austria with the goal of taking Vienna, which it accomplished 2 weeks later. Ooh, one.
Let's see here. Let's go to 1987 at the 59th Academy Awards. Platoon was named Best Picture. Marley Matlin received Best Actress for Children of a Lesser God. And Paul Newman was honored as Best Actor for The Color of Money.
Great movie. Great movie. Yeah, that's quite the group of actors and actresses.
Yeah.
For sure. 2010, Barack Obama signed a single measure sealing his health care overhaul and making the government the primary lender to students by cutting banks out of the process. That was a wee bit controversial.
Yeah, wee bit. In 2020, Florida authorities arrested a megachurch pastor after they said he held 2 Sunday services with hundreds in attendance in violation of coronavirus restrictions. The charges were later dropped.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Nobody really knew what was going on at that point in time. What are we looking at?
We're looking at...
It's 8:30 already.
I know.
My goodness gracious.
Time flies when you're having fun.
All right, let me play this.
Oh, we're not going to do the weather first. We're going to do birthdays. All right.
Yeah, I like doing the birthdays.
Okay, that's fine.
Just because I can't remember.
All right, we do have a couple...
All right, bringing it down.
We do have a couple of birthdays for today. It is March the 30th. It's a Thursday. We have Max Harrison.
Happy birthday,
celebrating
Max.
a birthday today. And Kane Ballou. Is that a name or what?
Yeah, that's
that
great.
Is cool.
Nice.
Happy birthday to Max and Kane.
Right on.
And we have one anniversary to tell you about.
Yeah?
Noah and Marjo Mullins. 56 years old. It's 56 years old. 56 years of marriage.
Wow.
For today. So that's quite an accomplishment.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to
hope they still are
wonderful
enjoying
couple.
each other. And, you know, you ever see documentaries or stuff, you know, it's usually a news article where they're interviewing a couple who've been married for 50, 60 years. And they're always asking. But when they do that, almost invariably, you can see the two people and you can see how much they still like each other, you know, and that's so cool. And I feel that way with Alicia. I just, you know, she's just my partner forever. And just that's the one. So
absolutely.
Anyway,
I know exactly how you feel.
So, I guess you're saying that people might want a little peek at the weather.
A little peek at the weather. Let's do that.
Well, why don't we
refresh
it? Woohoo. It jumped up to 40 degrees outside. It is really nice and sunny, though. You know, it makes such a huge difference to be in the sun at 40 and be in the wind at 40. Anyway, it's 40 degrees out there. It's 74% humidity and wind negligible from the north at 3 miles an hour. And the barometer's rising just a little bit, 30.33. It is going to stay mostly sunny today with a high of 61 and remain clear overnight with a low of 41. On Friday, it's going to start out partly cloudy, and then it's going to have a chance of showers later on in the evening, a 20% chance of precipitation, which is going to go into Friday night. It is going to get up to 71 degrees on Friday, and Friday night, with that 50% chance of showers, will be a low of 59. And on Saturday, it looks gorgeous except for the rain. and the breeziness and the
winds.
all that stuff. But it's going to get up to 78. It's just weird. You're outside, it's raining, blowing, and it's 78 degrees. How does that work? I'm so confused about Virginia weather.
Well,
anyway,
they say breezy. I think it's going to be downright windy.
I bet you're right. Oh yeah, gust up to 35 miles an hour, right?
That's right. No,
they have a different. 40.
See. Yes.
Oh no, that's a low.
Gusts as high as 45 miles.
Yeah, yes. So breezy is a kind of a relative term, I guess.
Yeah.
So Sunday and Monday both look sunny all day long. And Sunday, you can get out there and mow. It's going to be 63 degrees. And Sunday night, mostly clear, low 40. And starting the week with a high of 43 on Monday.
73.
Did I say 43? I apologize. That's what kind of day I'm having. I truly, truly apologize.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, so if you're out there and you've got something to let us know, give us a call at 434-394-0924. Anything you have a comment about, we would love to hear from you. We are your hometown radio station, and we're here to serve you. I would like to change gears a little bit, if you wouldn't mind, because I'm not always excited about news articles. So I was trying to find something that was a little bit more fun, maybe for our listening audience. So we'll see if this works or not.
Okay.
What you got here?
Well, let's see. Northern Mexico has developed such a habit of exotic animals and violence that people not only keep tigers as pets, they steal them.
Wow.
Yeah. Prosecutors in the violent northern state of Sonora said Tuesday they're searching for a full-grown Bengal tiger named Baluma.
Sweet. I love big cats, but I agree. They shouldn't be kept in people's backyards.
No, they should not.
So, yeah, that's cool. But I didn't realize they had so many. So it's a growing problem, it looks like, maybe in Mexico City. Here we go. Greenland to stay in daylight savings time forever. Finally. I didn't realize the whole world did this daylight savings thing. I guess it doesn't. Just certain people, places, things. So staying on daylight savings time would be like staying on the time right now, which I don't like. I like it on the real time.
Standard time.
Keep it. Just keep it, please. But at least they're staying one way or the other.
Right.
Go Greenland. They seem to have a lot going on. Actually, Greenland's the frozen one, right? And Iceland's the green one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
They've made a few movies out there, right? You know, and the thing is, it's so bleak. It is, and the population of the entire country is like 10. No, I don't exaggerate ever. All right, what do we got here?
Okay. Well, it was the stuff novels. Of novels. For years, a con artist plagued the publishing industry, impersonating editors and agents to pull off hundreds of literary heists.
How do you pull off a literary heist? This is probably kind of interesting to you and a friend. I mean, how this affects. Oh, okay. It was the stuff of novels.
Yeah.
For years, a con artist plagued
But the manuscripts obtained from high-profile authors were never resold or leaked, rendering the thefts all the more perplexing.
All righty. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. The Thursday sentencing of Filippo Bernardini in Manhattan federal court brought the saga to an end, and with it, finally, some answers. After pleading guilty to one count of wire fraud in January, Bernardini was sentenced to time served avoiding prison on a felony charge that carried up to 20 years in prison. Prosecutors had asked for a sentence of at least a year, She is now 30 years old. She impersonated hundreds of people over the course of the scheme that began around August 2016 and obtained more than 1,000 manuscripts, including from high-profile authors like Margaret Atwood and Ethan Hawke.
Wow.
Authorities have said.
Amazing. But they haven't figured out why she did any of this. It sounds like an odd thing to do, and she seems fairly young to be doing this. So,
Well, I don't know.
she said she apologized for what he characterized as his egregious, stupid, and wrong actions. If somebody's willing to take accountability for themselves, I have a tendency to give them a lot of leeway. If you can't, then forget it. Not in my boathouse.
Okay.
All right, let's see what we got up next in here. Okay. Ooh, did we do the zebra runs loose in Seoul before being taken back to the zoo?
No, we haven't done that one yet.
Seoul's a beautiful place. I've
You've
only
been-
seen.
where-
no,
where
I have not.
haven't you been?
I have not been to Seoul. I'm just
Okay.
saying I've seen the pictures, and it's one of those places that I'd really like to see. And the one thing that I'd like to see more than anything, that big building that looks like it has a huge lima bean on the top of it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. That's what I want to see, the lima bean building.
The lima bean.
It's
Okay.
true.
All right, folks, you can look that one up.
A young zebra walked, trotted, and galloped for hours in the busy streets of South Korea's capital before emergency workers tranquilized the poor little beast and brought it back to the zoo.
Well, that's good.
He got out.
Yeah.
He had a little venture he's going to be telling his grandchildren about when he made the news, the AP news.
The AP News, that's right.
Ooh, look at it.
Up.
A bear.
It's a bar.
It's a bear. All right. The bear. You want to read it? You want me to?
An escape artist bear from Missouri is headed to a Texas zoo with a moat in hopes that it will put an end to his wandering. Now, the St. Louis Zoo cited the specific and unique personality of the Andean bear named Ben in announcing the move yesterday. No, Tuesday. Today is Thursday. Yeah.
We were talking about bears earlier. We weren't talking about bears on the air, were we?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No.
Because we have our bears around. The woods get to see the bears, and we just wish we could see the bears occasionally. Maybe you could
we do.
text us.
Uh-huh.
There's a bear outside.
Yeah.
Don't text Alicia, though. She might run out there. She'll give it a hug.
Oh,
Come
really?
here, bear.
Oh, my
She
God.
loves
She's
animals.
one of those.
Did I
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
you our groundhogs are back?
Oh, that's okay.
We saw them. Oh, maybe I told you before.
You
See how
know they
exciting
do dig
I am.
holes underneath your house.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
I know.
Great big holes.
Yeah, and the house falls in and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But at least they're safe and warm. That's the important thing. They love watermelon, too. Last year, what do you do with your rinds? You throw them out
We throw
for
them
the
out for the deer.
groundhogs.
And
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily for groundhogs. But,
You
know.
might be feeding the groundhogs and not even know it. We could have a whole host, a
This is
family.
true. Just keep them up at your house.
They're just going to come back and forth. We'll feed them, and they'll take it to you. Oh, anyway, certainly I digress. This is WFLO. We are on the air, and you could be on the air also if you give us a call at 434-394-0924. We'd love to hear from you and find out what's going on in your world. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, to escape jail and go to IHOP, where patrons report them. See, I like these kind of stories. They're just kind of goofy. Apparently, 2 inmates in a Virginia jail, it is Virginia, used primitively made tools to create a hole in the wall
Oh,
of their
see,
cell.
they needed a groundhog.
That's right. Maybe the groundhog had done most of the work. Well, there's a picture here. Look, it's just a brick hole. I mean, it's a brick wall to
Now,
freedom.
we'll click on that and see what else is.
See the down low?
Yeah.
So they were found, though.
Well, the authorities discovered the 2 men,
Mm-hmm.
ages 37 and 43, missing from their cell in Newport News.
Ah. Oh, so News is part of the name of
Newport
the town?
News, yes.
Is there just a Newport?
Yes, there is a Newport, Virginia.
Is there
This is
then
Newport
a News, Virginia? I just don't.
I don't know
Why do you
about
guys
that.
do this? Why do you guys put like courthouse and that stuff on, tack it on, and why is everything Ville? That was really the big question we had when we first moved here.
Well, we have our villas, and some people have their boroughs, and
I see.
so
So this is Newport and News.
Newport News, yeah.
Don't want to get anybody confused with just Newport or News.
Right.
She's going to kill me.
I'm going to slap him. You know?
I have this effect on people.
All right.
I'm surprised that didn't get a call. They're probably like, slap him, hurry.
So I wouldn't slap him. Anyway, a preliminary investigation found the men exploited a weakness in the jail's construction design and used tools made from a toothbrush and a metal object to access rebars between the walls. And then they used the rebar to further their escape. The statement said, after escaping their cell, they scaled a containment wall around the jail. Authorities asked for the public's help to find the men, and they were taken into custody again early Tuesday at an IHOP in Hampton when other patrons called police.
Yeah, you got to have your priorities when you get out. IHOP's
Well,
like a
it
decent
reinforces what we always say. See something, say something.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not. Have you seen a change in that kind of behavior? I think more people try to avoid being involved in any way, shape, or form, and that sort of scares me.
Well, yeah, but then again, some people just like to take pictures of something rather than
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
true. Help
become
out.
involved and help.
Yeah, get it on their TikTok channel. That TikTok thing is really quite the controversy. I'm on both sides of this coin. Again, I'm having a hard time going one way or another, but thinking that there's probably a solution that would work for everyone if they so chose.
You got that right.
Let's see. I don't want to read anything more about Gwyneth Paltrow and her trials and tribulations. As much as I like her and think she's a good artist, I just don't think I would do that. Let's see. Where are we at? DNA from Beethoven's sick hair.
No, that's
Oh, no, that's not.
okay. What made Beethoven sick? DNA from his hair offers clues.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
We should go ahead and pull this up. I'm always interested in the good old Beethoven. He's my favorite kind of classical artist as far as, not artist, but writer, him and Mozart. But something about Bach had that simplicity to it, but still could carry on a complex rhythm on top of that. It's amazing.
Well, nearly 200 years after Ludwig von Beethoven's death, researchers pulled DNA from strands of his hair, searching for clues about the health problems and hearing loss that plagued him. They weren't able to crack the case of the German composer's deafness or severe stomach ailments, but they did find a genetic risk for liver disease, plus a liver-damaging hepatitis B infection in the last months of his life.
Wow.
These factors, along with his chronic drinking, were probably enough to cause the liver failure that is widely believed to have killed him, according to a study published Wednesday in the journal Current Biology. The Sunday marks the 196th anniversary of Beethoven's death in Vienna on March 26, 1827, at the age of 56. The composer himself wrote that he wanted doctors to study his health problems after he died. So
One of the first donors.
probably.
Wonder if he
Organ
had
donors.
it on his chariot card.
I don't know. But anyway.
That's interesting. I actually find that interesting, and the ramifications of other people down the road finding out what their ailments were.
Yep.
Genetics is the key to all physical problems these days. A new deep sea worm named after Trinidad and Tobago. Tobago scientist. Puerto Rico.
Well, you can say Tobago, but I'm going to say Tobago.
Tobago. Potato, tomato. A new species of deep sea worm that can live in environments on the ocean floor that are either extremely hot or very cold has been named after a marine scientist from Trinidad and Tobago. Isn't that what you put on your eggs to spice them up? See, I'm surprised people aren't calling. People aren't calling over these really egregious jokes.
Yes.
So I apologize, but our number is 434-394-0924. Give us a call. Let us know. Ooh, umpire rejects Real Muto after bizarre game ball exchange. Wonder what this is all about. I don't know. Do you want to read this one? Oh,
Not
that brings up.
particularly.
So I can't remember when the baseball season starts. It should be pretty soon. They're probably doing down in Arizona doing spring camp. Anyway, one of the new rules, I think, is that the pitcher has to get the next pitch off within something like 20 seconds. This is going to speed up the game so much. I can't believe they finally passed that, and they're finally going to do it this year. They're going to see how it is. So.
Oh, okay.
And I still think that they should have auto umpires behind the plate calling strikes and balls, because a machine can do it a lot better than a human being can. You know, it's just that's the way it is. It is black and white. When you go to, it's a strike or not a strike.
There's no gray area, right?
There isn't. You know, unless you're inside of an umpire's head, then God only knows what color is up there. You know, it could be purple, green. Anyway, that's my little tirade on baseball. I haven't watched baseball for a while, and so I'm really looking to get back into watching it. And, of course, I'm going to blaspheme myself, but I am a San Francisco Giants fan, and I used to go to a few games a year. My father-in-law had shared season tickets over the course of 5 years. I got to go to several games.
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
They're fun.
Didn't know how much I'd like it. You know what else I like baseball for? I like putting it on in the shop. And, you know, it's just one of those background noises that you can distract me in different
baseball
ways.
game?
Yeah, nice baseball.
Okay.
Ooh, you want to read this one?
Report, Queen Elizabeth II asked Germany for pricey horses.
I guess this was not recent. It says in 1978.
Yeah.
A week. Ask her... Sorry, that's what Queen Elizabeth II had asked for as a gift during her state visit to Germany in 1798. She wouldn't have appreciated that little snafu, would she?
I wouldn't think so. But she was young and a very accomplished horsewoman.
Yeah.
Equestrian.
I find it funny. She asked for pricey horses, not horses. Just I want an expensive one, really, really. Mm-hmm. And what makes one horse more expensive than the other? There's all kinds of things there.
It's pedigree.
Are you a Queen Elizabeth fan?
Well, I respected her a lot.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, what else? Yeah.
But as far as being a fan.
She had a pretty good gig, though, really. She wasn't really responsible for policies and any of that stuff. It was just kind of, hey, let's have some fun.
Right. It amazes me how Americans are fascinated with the royals, though.
Yeah, and still are.
Yeah.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call. Question. Well, comment and then question. I really like that you guys have added the national anthem in the morning. That's really cool. I appreciate that.
Good. Thank you.
But my question is, in fact, when I heard it, I don't know when you started it. I'm sorry, but I just heard it the other day.
I think
Yesterday,
it was this
maybe?
week.
Yesterday.
Okay, good. I'm not too far behind. So I've heard it three times, I guess. Anyway, I wondered originally if you guys were going to choose different arrangements, different people doing it. The United States Army Band and maybe Lady Gaga.
Right. There's a
anyway, I didn't know. I've heard the same one. I guess you're going to do that one, which is beautiful. But just was curious if you thought you might get other, maybe one with the lyrics or something. I don't know.
Yes, actually.
I'm just trying to keep you off from reading those articles.
You're so kind to us, yes. Actually, John spent hours looking for different versions of that to come up with the one that he thought was the best. And so that's kind of where we are. But you know what? I'm going to bring that up, that having different versions could be fun. But I think part of it's up to the sponsor of that spot. There was somebody who's actually
that makes sense.
got us in there. So, but I really like the idea. I'm sure John doesn't, because he'd be the one going through all of them. But he's good at that. He's so good that, I can't wait to see his face when I suggest it.
Me too.
Well, now don't tell him who said it.
What's your name again? We need somebody to blame.
I am absolutely nobody.
I do
like it. I do appreciate it.
That's cool. I'm glad. It goes both. People have different reactions to it, so I think most people enjoy having that. I mean, it takes me back to my childhood. I don't know. What about you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Say the Pledge of Allegiance in school.
Exactly. Things. Yeah.
Yep.
Good. Well, thank you for calling. Greatly appreciate it.
Well, and I also think opening day is today of baseball.
Okay.
I think it's today.
It's probably what I heard and triggered the...
Yeah, I think you did.
Excellent. Well, that's good to know.
Anyway.
Who is your baseball?
Go Braves.
Oh, no. All right.
Sorry.
That's enough. We got to get you off the air.
Yeah. That's it. I'm leaving now. Have a great day.
You crossed the line. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Oops.
There we go.
Yeah, I gotta do a little work on that guy today, so that I'm not inadvertently getting somebody online.
Well, let's see here. Let's get out of that.
Okay. Any more information on the? It says here there's a headline. It says Finnish leaders condemns attack on veteran lawmaker. I don't know. See why that was under my oddities search there. It says here, scream as loud as you can. That 5 boys rescued from New York tunnel. Wow. Mm-hmm. So it says 5 mischievous boys. They weren't just boys. They were mischievous boys. So if you're mischievous, you better listen and be very careful. Anyway, the now I can't even say it. Does me right. Chris is just smiling like, yeah, I knew it was going to happen. Okay, 5 mischievous boys had to be rescued after they crawled through a storm drain tunnel in New York City and got lost.
It's a good thing that they didn't come in contact with it.
I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting you to really know about it, but, you know.
Yeah, I know about it.
You know about it, but that was the first thought I had, too. They're chasing it, you know. It's like, All right. The Supreme Court chews on Jack Daniels' dog toy dispute. Now, this sounds interesting.
That sounds rather stupid.
Oh, but, you know, that's why we are reading it.
Look at that. That's very interesting.
Uh-huh.
A dispute between Jack Daniels and the makers of a squeaking dog toy that mimics the whiskey's signature bottle gave the Supreme Court a lot to chew on yesterday. Now, the question for the court involves whether the toy's maker infringed on the Jack Daniels trademarks, and the justices were largely on their best behavior, not picking up on the toy's poop humor and puns.
Uh-huh. Sorry about that.
Okay, still, the 3 of the justices either completely or almost totally silent, you know. And it wasn't clear from the arguments whether Jack Daniels' case is on the rocks or whether the makers of the Bad Spaniels toy had been, well, bad.
Bad. Mm-hmm. I can't believe the Supreme Court is sitting on this case. Can you? I mean, seriously. Do they not have anything better to do?
I was thinking the same thing.
Like destroy our country? Let's see. Justice Samuel Alito expressed skepticism for Jack Daniels' argument. Quote, could any reasonable person think that Jack Daniels had approved this use of the mark? He asked at one point, suggesting the toy was an unmistakable parody and legally acceptable. All righty. I still can't figure out why that was a Supreme Court issue. Let's let them have their dog toy. You know,
Yeah.
who's it hurting? And think of it in another way. Not only does the dog toy not hurt them, it probably helps them in a certain level of advertising, right? Because it's out there being seen, chewed up
Being
by the
chewed
dog.
up.
Uh-huh.
All right.
All right. Looks like we're getting to the
We're getting to the end.
the end of our hour.
Uh-huh.
Once again. So
We
we
thank
will
our
wrap it
callers
up.
for
John
calling
State
in.
is going to come and be with you for the next hour. I'll see you at 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. What are you doing today, Chris?
I'm going to go home to my husband and take care of him a little bit. And we probably might go to the grocery store or something like that. Thursday is usually our grocery day.
Yeah, he will probably appreciate that immensely.
Yes. And he appreciates the cards. Keep them coming.
Yes.
At 175 Crescent Road, Farmville, Virginia. He looks forward to them. He and I both look forward to them every day. So it keeps him smiling.